Continuing with the review for Mat 1100, Unit 2, review for the test. There were actually two problems labeled 33, so the second one had a table that you are showing that you can plug in the various values on the table. Keep in mind that the test is just like this, but with less problems. It doesn't have repeats of the same thing over and over again. That is just so you could have something to practice on, to practice with. So there's a little table, and in this table there are the values -6, -3, 0, and 3. And what you're going to do is plug in each one and get the y partner using this equation. So you're showing that you know how to substitute. Okay, so the first value that I'm going to plug in is -6. I'll put my work out here. You want to make sure to show all your work, just like I'm showing for each problem. So it's -2 times the x value minus 4, using this formula right here, this equation. So in this problem, you're going to get +12 minus 4 equals 8. Okay, next one. This time plugging in -3, which is 6, take away 4, equal 2. Okay, third value down is a 0, so it's -2 times 0 minus 4. This is 0. Take away 4, -4. Almost done, last one. It's -2 times +3 this time, then subtract 4. Forget multiplication always comes before subtraction, so it's -6, take away 4, answer is -10. Okay, moving on to number 34. We flip pages here. Find ourselves with a cylinder. The cylinder comes in with a diameter going across the circle of 6 centimeters and a height of 15 centimeters. You're going to need to write all the area and the volume formulas down. Here they want volume. So volume for a cylinder, you might want to hang a shape right off of the formula so that you can properly pick what formula goes with what shape. Okay, it would be pi r squared times h. And you're going to follow that exact formula exactly. Now, they haven't said whether to approximate to a particular decimal, so I'm going to give the exact answer, and I'll give the decimal form of the answer just so you have practice with both. Okay, so there is a pi right here. We'll use 3.14, or you can use your pi key. The radius here, be careful, it's not 6. This is the diameter because that segment stretches all the way across, which is a diameter. So the radius would be half of that. So you're taking that radius and squaring it according to this formula, then multiplying by 15. Okay, so when you do 3 squared, you get 9, and don't forget you're also squaring the units. So that's centimeters squared times 15 centimeters times 3.14. You can begin putting that in the calculator. You do have 2 centimeters here and another one here, so your answer is going to be in centimeters cubed. When multiplying, the rule is that you add the powers on the like bases. Those centimeters are bases. Okay, putting the calculations into the calculator, 3.14 times 9 times 15. That's 423.9. Okay, that's what it comes out to as a decimal. If you want to leave the pi in your answer, then it would look like this. Pi, you would have the 3 centimeters squared times 15 centimeters. So that answer would then be 3 squared is 9. 9 times 15 would be 135. 135, that's from going 3 squared, which is 9. 9 times the 15 that you're seeing there would be the 135. You would hang the pi right off the back, show that you understand units are cubed when doing volume. So this would be the answer in its exact form. This would be the answer in its approximate form. Actually, this came out exactly to 423.9. I didn't even have to round it off, but it's approximate because you're approximating the pi. Okay, so decimal form, exact form. This is approximate form. And that's called the exact form of the answer. Moving on to 35. 35, you have a rectangular prism. You're being asked to find the volume. The volume for a rectangular prism. I'll try to make that shape right here. Is length times width times height. So if you look at that picture, the length going across the base of the prism is 8 yards. The width is the 8 going into the back, and you see that it's actually, let's see, the same dimension on all sides. So this is 8 yards, and the height is 8 yards. So you can do the calculation in your calculator, 8 times 8 times 8. $512, and then the unit, as is the case with all volume answers, is units cubed, and that's because you take these like bases, which are the units, and add up the powers. Okay, that's the answer for 35. Problem 36, you have Fahrenheit and Celsius formulas. In part A, you're being asked to take 34 degrees Fahrenheit and change it into degrees Celsius. Now, based on the way the question's asked, 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and they want you to go to degrees Celsius. What you want to do is look at where you're headed, and you want to choose that formula. The formula that starts with that letter. So Celsius is 5/9 times Fahrenheit degrees minus 32. Okay, so this is going to be 5/9 times 34 degrees Fahrenheit minus 32 degrees. So 34 minus 32. This is 10 divided by 9. And if you want to approximate that, and turn it into a decimal, it would just be 10 divided by 9, 1.11 degrees Celsius. Okay, that was part A. In part B, they're giving you 77 degrees Celsius, and they want you to change it into degrees Fahrenheit. So as I was commenting in part A, you want to look at where you're going and choose that formula. The formula that begins with that letter. So Fahrenheit is 9 this times your number of degrees Celsius plus 32. Make sure you have both of these formulas, this one as well as this one, on your formula card. Okay, so it's 9/5 degrees Celsius is 77. Plus 32. Okay, so this is 100 and that'd be 109 degrees Celsius inside here. Let's get rid of this because you're going into Fahrenheit, so we shouldn't even have that there. Your answer is now being converted into Fahrenheit. So the only thing you're going to want to put on your answer is, I wouldn't put Celsius on any of these. The 77 stood for Celsius. It's presented to you right there. I would just add the 32. Oops, excuse me. I messed up on this one. I already added the 32. There we go. So 77 plus 32 is 109. And then 9 times 109 is 981. 981 divided by 5 is 196.2. And since this formula is taking you into Fahrenheit, that would be the units that are on the answer. So 196.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, there are 2 more problems, so I'm going to continue. In problem 37, Madeline wants to wallpaper the back of her bedroom. The wall is in the shape of a rectangle. The length of the back of the wall is 20 feet, and the length is, they'll use the word length twice. So one dimension is 20 feet, and the other dimension is 15 feet. So we'll call this 20. Let's call this 15. Tell you that it's a rectangle so that you know what formula to use. Suppose wallpaper costs $7 per square foot. How much will it cost to wallpaper the back wall? So this is the wall. You want to find the area because when you lay wallpaper, you're laying it across the whole interior of the wall. So it is area of a rectangle is length times width. So 15 feet times 20 feet. That's going to be 300 square feet. Don't put the square on the 300, put it on the units. Feet times feet is feet squared. It then says for the second part of the problem, how much will it cost? And the cost is $7 per square foot. So the cost would be $7 for each square foot. You have 300 square feet. So this is going to be 7 times 3, 21, couple of zeros on there. It's going to be $2,100. Okay, last problem. Number 38. Decide whether the following algebraic calculation describes area or volume. In part A, you have 5 meters times 3 meters. This would be 15 meters squared. Anytime the units are squared, this indicates area. Okay, in part B, you have 7 meters times 4 meters squared. Let's write that a little better. And this calculation would lead to 28. Meters to the first degree times meters to the second degree, as I mentioned in several other problems. When you're multiplying, the powers on the like bases, being the meters, they get added. So when you're in three-dimensional units, that indicates volume. Okay, that concludes the review for Math 1100, Unit 2. Good luck studying for the test.